That pause brought to you by Unknown, actually. I don't think it was Starlink. I think I might have connected to some other Twitch server just now in the reconnect. The ingest server might have gone down because our connection was fine, and then boom, it's gone. All right, let's keep going. So we have S1 data. We're going to fill that with the number 2. That's all of our random data. We picked it at random. It's random. Kind of random because it's sequentially after 1. Okay, now after that one, we have a dot write, which is a writel. S1 dot data, that should have written all of that data. All right. Read C1, C0. All right, we will be able to verify C1 dot data when we get it. Well, we'll send that back. The client should panic if it doesn't like it. You know, there's a lot of country in this blues station. Food looks better on the other guy's plate. No, we're gonna skip it. Ah, little boogie. Yeah, keep that one. All right, so we wrote S0. Let's document that. Send S0. Now we need to send S2. And S2, I don't remember. Okay. Sent by the peer in P1. So technically that's going to be 0. I'm gonna write the U32. All right, that's the first one. Second one, time 2. The time in which it was red, which is also 0 for us. Then the random echo. This field must contain the random data field sent by peer in S1. So we send back C1 data. Write all. Wouldn't it be awful if it's just because there's like an await that we didn't validate yet? Okay, now we get C2 back. All right, so the first thing that we should get, because that's going to basically mirror this, is, come on, C2, where'd you go? It's going to be the time sent by the peer in S1. So we get that time back, which is this one. This should be OX01. We're going to say this is 0. Technically, it just needs to be greater than 5,000. Greater than or equal to 5,000. And then we validate that this data is the same that we sent in this one. So this S1 data should all be the same. Look at this, a B read. Mutable, C2 data. I don't know. Yeah, C2 data. That's a read exact. There we go, read exact. 1528 comes after a semicolon, not a comma. Okay, now we verify that C2 data is the same as S1 data. So it equals C2 data and S1 data. And that's the end of the handshake. There we go. It passed. A little bluesy. I like this one. All right. All right. Now maybe there's a little bit extra. So if I read a U8, this should fail. Oh, that should be the end of it right there. That should be it. Nothing after that. Still good. Okay. Did it actually run these? No, it didn't run these. So we're spawning these, but we're not awaiting them. Actually, we could do this. Those are join handles, so we should be able to just await them. It's a little bluesy. This actually reminds me of oh, kind of skirting the edge of like bluegrass. Nothing. Okay. Let's erase that. We might need futures. I don't see it in this one. Futures, that's not going to be what I want. Let's go back. We'll leave this one as our docs here. Nakado. Crates.io. Hmm. Built-in executors. What are they using for an executor on this? What are your dependencies? Hmm. Back to the docs. What we're looking for is a join, and there is a join, because we need to wait for these. Impulse both features concurrently and therefore is more efficient. Yeah, and we need them both to go at the same time. All right, futures join. I'm going to swap this out for futures. I know it's really just a dev dependency, but should be okay. And I want to see how heavy futures is now. Okay, that's in client, CD client. I'll find join in futures. Okay. Async await feature. Oops. Gonna skip that one. Where's race? There is no race. There's select. We were trying to avoid that. We could do either. No. Oh, we just use join. I think in the test we could use join, but where we are replacing this, what's the equivalent of race in futures? Select. It's just select. Okay. Does select return an either? I didn't read that. Return a new future. Okay. I see. I guess we really just want the first one. We don't really care about the second one in this case. So we'll call factor first on that. Uh, we could make this a little bit more gross and say dot zero. No result. Question mark. All right. There we go. Oh, it cannot be unpinned. All right, what's the first one? All right, let's do main 60. Is it the other main? No, this is close enough. That's going to have the same error as the other one, which is fine. Okay. Is this double wrapped? I don't remember if this is double. Yeah, okay, that's the same as the other errors, which we will get to momentarily. All right. Did we not save all the files? Server mainline 60. Oh, missed one. All right. Within the impl future, the trait unpin is not implemented for gen future. Within this, impl future is future. Yeah, because A and B both need to be unpinned, but why are A and B not unpinned? Is it because we need to pin them? Right, so before we had 8 previous errors. We still have 8 previous errors. Ah, yes. All right, future select. Future select. We'll await that. That'll give us A and B. Now in this case, A factor first. Okay. All right. So how do we get the inner for that? I think we have to still await that, don't we? All right. I want to check something real quick. Cargo clean. Is it user local time? Yeah, this will get us close enough. 50. Just switching from futures light to futures adds 10 dependencies. Quote, sin. A minute. It's not too bad. Cargo test. Hmm. Our test is still bailing. Why? Because it didn't read this U8? It is tea time. How's your Wednesday so far? Good Wednesday? I hope so. Okay, we gotta get rid of these. Is it works tests? Those are annoying. All right, those are done. Now back to our test. Where's it pausing? Runtime block on. Did we get to this point? Just drop a couple of debugs in here. Oh, with no capture. Okay, where do we get to? Show us those line numbers, please. All right, 235, 242, 235. Seven. So let me hit here. That's good. 237, 230, 237, 239. So we went right through both of those. And then 247. Oh, too many emails. But other than that, not too bad. I look different every day. Every single day. So it went through this. And then we end up awaiting on the last piece. Let's say 249. $249. So we end up waiting on the other one. But it's getting through these two really quick, 237, 239. But the other ones, we only get to 199 here. Why, why doesn't that work? Is it just because the other one's failing too early? It should wait 5 seconds. Okay. So what are we getting from this? Here, we get this await. We get an unwrap. We don't see any errors coming back from this. I want to see what this says. Scalding hot tea time. It returned okay. But in order for it to return okay, the other pieces must have gotten further than just 199. 199's right there. We have to send it data for it to come back as okay. Okay, our handshake is busted. How could that be okay? We return errors in places. We have a lot of try operators. Oh, let's run it with the logging. Rust log phrase. But we didn't set up a logger. Um, Auto logger. Oh, wrong file. Okay, here in our runtime, block on. Let's do it up here. Anybody else see something wrong with this? I mean, this is saying that our handshake went all the way through, but it needed to read, and it needed to send C0, C1. Did we get these out of order? Where's our map? Because we're pretending to be the server. We should have to validate C0. Oh, I see. Yeah, C0, C1. Then we can send S0, 1, and 2. Two, 1. Wow. It only did this one. This blocked forever. Are we looking at the right one? This says A read and B write. Then the other ones go to the other. Okay, so let's say this is client read, client write. Oh yeah, yeah. DBG without args, just little markers, right? So you can tell where you hit. It's quick if you just need to know where you're reaching. Because all we're doing is we're getting to this point, not getting to the other ones. Scalding. All right. It feels like some fundamental assumption. Yeah, like in the stash is got. We're working on a new one. Anybody see the error? I don't. What bothers me about this is that this finishes so quick. And that should be it, right? So we should be hitting, say, this part right here, which is on line 101. Do we hit 101? You did the beard shave down to only a goatee so that it can be, so that it can start to grow back a bit cleaner. Yeah, my goatee is all white, getting to that age. I don't know. I'm not actually that old, so I blame the stress of the kids on it. It's all right here. So we hit 101. Yes, it's more of a badge of honor. Starting to get little bits of white in the mustache. Had the mustache. It was not like the full mustache that you guys saw a while back. It was on its way there. And my mother was visiting. We went out to, I don't know, breakfast or lunch or something. And she does this little thing at me. She's like, that night. I go to wipe it off and she's like this like I got something on my face, right? Like I got some on my mustache and it's just hanging there bugging her. And and that wouldn't be unreasonable because it was growing into that glorious stash that we had. The my wife noticed and she looks at this kind of exchange going back and forth and she looks at my mom, she says, "No, that's just a white hair. He's getting old." It's like, "Oh." And goodness, what was it? A while ago. A while ago my wife was she came up to me. I was sitting in a chair and she looks down, right? And and she does this here. Look over here. Like I'm just sitting there, right? And she's looking down at me. She's looking down and she's studying something. I look up, I'm like I can tell she's examining something up here. Like what is it? What do you see? She says, "Your scalp." Love. True love. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah. Yeah. So it said it hit that line. I'll bet we're just missing some silly like read or something. Like, what's going on? So at this point, we should have read S1 data. Right? Read exact. We're going to read all of these bytes. All right, DBG. Let's print that out. I want to see the bytes that you think that you have. I don't believe you because we're not getting past that right. We're not writing that much data. All right. Your secrets. Tell us your secrets. Tell us your secrets. Yeah, it should have been there by now. Okay, where did you get this data? S0.data, it's right there. Is the app shutting down before it prints everything? All right, let's just debug 0 to 8. So we got to 202. So we're trying to write. We got that value. But we didn't get to 206. Either that or these debug entries just aren't showing up in the log for some reason. So let's say that we do panic. Does it still work? Yeah, blah, blah, blah warnings. Yeah, we know. Failed. All right. And it gets all the way to the end here. Oh, wrong one. This one. I'm not sensing a panic. Let's see what this is. Let's see on 257. That and it just doesn't finish. Okay, so it feels like there is something wrong. Okay, let's see. These DBGs aren't helping in here. We're just gonna kind of binary search. Did we get to here? Wait for it. No, we didn't. Here. Nope. I don't understand how one is working, like how handshake finishes, but then we don't get to the panic here. Like, how do we not get to this panic? It feels like these DBGs are actually correct. Like, we get to there. It's like we never get to this point here. Yeah. If we had the panic above that, it dies. So where's it getting this? I shoot, I have it talking to itself. I was That's funny. It's talking to itself. How? Right UA doesn't need that to be mutable? Yeah, it needs to be mutable. Oh, because it's below the panic, actually. That's why. Failed. Oh, goody. Yeah. Okay. Let's remove the panic, see how far it gets. Now that the client's not talking to itself, but how did the client talk to itself for so long? Okay. We have 202, 208, 210, 214, 222, 222. There, yeah. 228. All right. Client's very self-involved. That's what it feels like. Because if we look at the client, oh, you know what? It was sending data, then receiving data. It was actually handshaking with itself. Oh, that is an interesting test because they are meant to be kind of mirrors of each other. Oh, that's creepy. Okay. That's interesting though. It really is interesting. Client, client. All right, but it feels like these unwraps, these panics should still cause it to stop. See, like here. Like we should have gone to 236. Where's 236? 228. Ah, here it is, 236. Okay, so it works. I didn't, sorry, I wasn't really paying attention. Okay. Okay, so if that actually worked, so at this point we sent the chunk size because we received the set chunk size. Oh, what's this? Oh, did it actually? It worked. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, let's start this again. Continue without saving. Let's see, we want to do a cargo run. Okay, so we're going to run. I just want to make sure that things are working. And where's OBS? We do not have OBS running. Come to us, OBS. Come to us. Ah, ah, ah. All right, now we need. Now we need a stream key. Come on, over here. Settings. All right, give that a copy. Let's go back into OBS. Ah, OBS is over there. Profile, legacy. No, we want profile, stitch, settings, stream. We'll hit OK. Okay, now we're actually going to hit reset on that because I'm pretty sure we're going to leak that really quick. Oh, no, no, we have to stream and then hit reset. All right. Okay, we're good. We're going to hit start streaming. About to read basic header. Not a good sign. But if we look at Twitch, all right, we have to do /app/ yada yada. And we're not doing that on the client. So let's adjust that here in OBS. I think if we go to, okay, like that, /app/. Now maybe that will put the stream key at the right place. Although we didn't even get to see the place where it was wanting to send the stream key. Here, if we save this, all right, so if we switch, and we go to an older stream that I had recorded, you see that we have C0, C1, then we get S0, S1, and 2 back. Then we get the handshake, C2. You know, where was this? We got that. Then we have set chunk size, which is going from us to them. This is actually two things. We do the chunk size. Is this a problem then with the close side? Over here? We get one packet and send it through and just like, oh, we're done. Because we do see the set chunk size piece, but we do not see the following piece. So after we get C2 back, C2 sends that, then it sends chunk size, which should have been, hold on a sec. So earlier, if you were on earlier, we had a goat emergency where one of our goats had jumped into one of the water troughs, one of the little goats. a kid goat, like a 3 week old, maybe 4, 3, whatever. And it couldn't get back out, and the goats aren't helpful. They just sit there and stare. They don't like grab it and pull it out or anything. But my wife found it. It must have been in there like 5 minutes, but it's cold water. So it was dried off, heated up, blow dryer, and sent back out with its mother. So it's currently been returned. It's safe now. We'll see how it does. I don't know. A little goat like that, getting a chill, who knows? All right. So, yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see. We'll see. I wonder if OBS, where's OBS? Here. This is the one I'm currently using. Now, I wonder if setting the stream to Twitch does some other extra things, like the stream key, right? Because if we do custom in there, let's go look at the docs on that. OBS, custom server, RTMP. Yeah, we had a little bit of downtime there. All right, how to use an RTMP source with OBS Studio. I don't want a source. Own private RTMP, MFP. Sure. We'll look at this one, the Nginx one. Testing server slash live. I think I have to put the whole URL in there. Ooh. Okay, let's try something else. But it is RTMP // the IP slash live, and ours is going to be slash app slash live underscore and then the stream key. Okay, I'm going to start OBS, but this means I can't configure it with you seeing it. Oh, wait, which one are we on? Stitch. Good, good. Let's do cancel. I don't want that. I want starting soon is fine. There. Okay. Settings, stream. Now I have to fill this in off screen. Off screen. Off stream. Because I think I have to put a full URL with a key in there because I don't think it's going to do it on its own. It's not like some common format. And we want it slash app slash stream key. Okay, so I have that in there. Good. Sorry, I got too many OBSs, trying to figure out which one's which. Okay, now back to Wireshark. I'm going to capture. Good. Let's make sure our servers are set up. 0 delay. They should both be there. Okay, now where's OBS? There. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. About to read basic header, which is all it did before. Everything's being pulled, so that should be fine. What did OBS capture? Set chunk size, nothing after that. Okay, let's stop. We're going to check, let's listen on localhost, or loop back here. Yeah. So here's our loop back. We're just going to connect to this. Wireshark should have caught something. Yes, and look, it's got the connect packet. But it didn't send that on, did it? Because we got this one, but not that one on the other side. Okay, that's better. So if we go to server main, looking at server read, the handshake should have been done. Is it our second read is not working? Because that should have read the first packet, forwarded that on, and then gone to read the second packet. Let's see, log trace, waiting for client packet. About to read basic header. Now we didn't see this, did we? I think we're seeing this for two different reasons. Oh, reading the message header. Oh, that's not right. It can't be that big. It's just waiting for a meg and a third of bytes. All right, but it is, here, we'll go ahead and reset that. There we go. Now we can look at the packet. So it sent this, right? Oh, it sent O3 again. Is that expected on every packet? O3? I don't remember. Oh, that's a control. It's a stream. Chunk stream ID. Chunk stream ID. Here's 3. Okay, fine. But why does it think that this thing is so big? Format 0. Body size is 296. Copy as hex dump. Thank you. This module test. No, not that. Okay. This is a U8. There we go. That's our on connect. However, it is not starting at the right spot. Now we should be starting at here. Oh, 30000. Okay. So those are just the header. There we go. Okay, so there we have our data. Now we need to pass it to this. However, we need an async read passed into this. So we need to wait on this. And you know what? Now that we have, I think we're already compiling SYN, etc. So net cargo. We're going to bring in the macros. Technically, wait, where'd it go? Net cargo. We could put that in dev dependencies. Hey, Togglebit! Look, no more stash. Well, you missed the I guess stubble now. How you doing, Togglebit? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I look so young. Well, thank you. Yes, you cannot see the white goatee. I mean, maybe someday. It was there a couple streams ago. Well, I hope you had a good stream. We found that the server's RTMP packet parsing was something's a little off with it. It's trying to read bytes that are way too big. You feel like one of those babies that has a beardy dad that shaves? Yeah. All right. Enjoy your eating, your food, dinner. I don't know. Is it dinner time over there? All right. Take care. And thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. We are building stuff with Rust. I look so young. Yeah, I have to retell my story with my mom. So, yeah, we'll retell that really quick. Um, but speaking of age, right, and growing that long mustache that I had, the big curly mustache. While it was growing, we were out at lunch. My mom was visiting. My wife and I took her out to lunch. We're eating, and she gives me one of these little things. I'm like, okay, I must have something on my mustache. So I take a napkin, wipe it off, and she looks at me. She's like, I'm like, okay, I do the same thing. My wife notices, and she looks over, and she's like, yeah, I'm getting white hairs in my mustache now too. It's the kid's fault. Stay off my grass. All right, we got to stand over here if we're gonna go keep the big head going. Um, Slightly smaller. Will it come back? Oh, the mustache? Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do a mustache. The next one is, do I still have the page open? It's the Inglorious Bastards Brad Pitt stash. So I've done this one before, and I think it suits me pretty well. Not that I look like Brad Pitt or anything like that, but the stash. Look at this stash. That stash right there, I can do that one. And that works out pretty well. So we're gonna go with this one next. It's on the way, it's on the way. So, one of these. I can't really do that. I got like this. I don't know. Maybe I might be able to do that. So we could try that. I'll be ready. Uh, yeah, that was a fun movie. I did enjoy that movie. Yeah, go handlebar. I've thought of like dyeing it too. Get some like henna, dyeing it. But that could go either way. I don't know. Okay. So in our adventure here of building an RTMP proxy, we have found that there's an error over here. We're having trouble reading one of the packets. So we pulled in Wireshark, captured the packet that we are trying to parse. Where is it? Because when we try to read the message, it tells us that it's 1.3 megabytes large. The walrus, because we'll do this in a progression. So if we can line a couple up. See, this is what I kind of had before. Yeah, I was sporting this one before, even though I could wax it and get it into a nice curl. So is that Nietzsche? Oh yeah, Jamie Heineman. Yeah, that's my brother-in-law. Hold on. Yeah, my brother-in-law has like the full Jamie Heineman walrus stash going on. And he got a tattoo recently, but oh, last year. Sorry, that's recently for me. All right, all right. I'm not gonna log into Facebook right now to get that stuff. I don't do Facebook. All right. So we're trying to figure out what is going on with this reading the next message header with it being a bazillion bytes. The walrus thing was removed from Python? All right. So, hmm, let's get that test working. Is it server main? Where are we parsing that? Oh, it was in net packet. Yeah, the last one was a bit Heinemann-esque. Yeah, and I never ended up waxing it on screen because I don't know where my wax went. Um, yeah, might have been left in the car. We'll see how far we go with it. So here's I'm going to do a Tokyo test here. It's going to be an async function. We'll have some sort of IO result going on there. Da, da, da. Hmm. Now we're going to pass this data into this read function. Read function takes an async read and the previous message header. Now, technically, this would have come just after one other message, which we did not set up yet. Let's capture this one as well. And don't worry, that stream key is dead. We already reset it. Let's copy this as a hex dump so that we can properly make this test and do exactly what the previous one did. So this one is, what do we call this one? Chunk size. Chunk size is equal to vector there with this multivim Oh, exited multivim on accident, comma, OX. Okay. Now we get rid of, uh-oh, forgot to exit multivim. Okay. That's gonna be the previous packet. This one's was it on connect? No, this is the connect packet. Okay. Let's set this up. We're gonna call read. Now read, the first time we call it, we give it a none, a 0, and then a reader. Now we need a reader, an async reader. We could use a cursor on this. This one's a little too old-timey for me. If you guys want to forward a song, just say so in chat. A way to unwrap. Now, what is this returning? This is returning message header in a packet. Okay, now the next time we call it, what's wrong? Oh, it doesn't know the type here, I think. There. Standard IO cursor. Good, good. What? Okay, what is it doing with that? Expected immutable reference. Oh, did I give the wrong thing, the mutable reference? Probably. All right, now we're going to call this again. We have to pass in the previous header, which is this, a time, which we'll just pass in 0 again. We could pass in packet.time. Mm, let's go ahead and do that. We'll pass in packet.time. So that's some header. Packet.time. And this is connect. Now we should have some sort of like realistic packet size because Wireshark is telling us that this packet size, let's see what's the size of this whole thing? Length is 308. Okay. Um, we'll go ahead and put that first. And header is ignored for now. Okay, so this failed before. What is this test called? On connect? Cargo test on connect. No capture. Oh, let's turn on some logging. Ah, early end of file. Good. Okay, so we've reproduced the problem. That's good. Now we can fix it. Do I use SS cache or SC cache? I have used it in the past. I do not use it right now. I've used it on build servers to improve build times in conjunction with AWS and S3. Um, that worked out pretty well. I think I actually still have it in some of the builds. Are you looking into SC cache? Oh, and I use it on the Raspberry Pi. The Pi has plenty of storage, but not enough CPU. So it's a perfect target for SC cache. Okay, so we come in here. Now it's telling us that the length is too large. Let's look at this. I want to see how they break it down. Format 0, so we should have had that. That should be fine. Basic header. Oh, these are all copy. It's amazing so far? Yeah. Okay, we're going to just test that. I want to see the output there. I'm looking at basic header. I want to make sure that it's correct. Stream ID is 2 first. Wow. Type 86. No, this feels like an off by 1. Because in this case we have a type. Where's our calculator? Give it that. Come back here. 4. See, I was thinking that, okay, here, timestamp, that's fine. It's all zeros, easy to parse. Then we get into body size, which here it's saying is 4. And when we look at the body size using the spec, okay, because we want chunk size 0. We got the basic header. So we went through that. Chunk message header, here's type 0. And in this case, message length. All right. It feels like we read that in wrong. But I'm not sure if we got the bytes in the wrong order. Because, I mean, here you can see that the 4 is actually the third byte. I think that we're reading a U8, shifting it over 16 bits, and then reading a U16, ORing it together. Copy value as hex dump. I'm going to make a smaller test because we do have like a read. Oh, where's our read 3, basic header parse, and in here, no, not that one. It's not in basic header. This is in message header. We have a get24 function. My data is going to be equal to that. Now get24. We pass it a buffer. Is buff implemented for array? Let's see. Or slice. Assert equals actual. No, let's do it's supposed to be 4. Types differ in mutability. Where is buff? Not S buff. Come on. Come on, try again. Try again. Oh, we did a clean drat. Implemented on foreign types. It's right there. But we can only use that if it's in scope. Use bytes buff. Expected mutable reference. This does not expect a mutable reference. Oh, but this does. Slice of you weights. Why? Hmm. Because it's a vector. Good. Hmm. Yeah, mutable, that doesn't make sense this way. Okay, data won't work there, right? Needs to be mutable. That won't work because it's not a slice. Hello. Not sure why. Rust, you might win this one. You might win this one. I just want to be able to call get U8 on this, which means it has to be something that implements buff. Now, for it to implement buff, we have to create a constraint. So get24 exists for all things where B implements buff. Yeah, I don't think we can actually use this one because we have to pass it as a mutable reference, which means that we have to use the cursor one. All right, let's just use cursor. And I think we can just give cursor an array, can we? Oh, I like this one. Okay, that should work. Now it's unused, fine. Let's test this, because that should return the number 4. Oh, and it does. Morning, Klaus. Happy Wednesday, Klaus. You're about 2 seconds away from flipping this table. Flipping a table, this Eisenbug drives you off the walls. Oh, that sucks. Oh, what's a cursor? It's a great question. So a cursor is actually in standard library. So std.rs/cursor. If you don't know about this website, all it does is redirect you to a place in the standard documentation. Um, a cursor is, so let's say you have a buffer, right? And you want to be able to um, read and do things with this. It will keep your position in the buffer so that you can implement things like, or so anywhere that you could read from, or you could use the read trait, you could use a cursor. And it's great for wrapping things like an array, a vector, etc., where you just want to, in my case, I use it a lot for testing. Um, so you can have some sort of, you know, fake data or, captured data that you are replaying into a system that needs, that operates on the read and write traits, which is what we're using it for. Hey, Bear Duda. Now I just got a ping that says coffee's ready. Oh, no, 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 they're not ready yet. My wife was sewing and she wants me to bring in some stuff. All right, I got to remember to bring those in. Is elsewhere. 10 p.m. your time? Man, that's it's ways off for me. I got a full day's work to do. Oh, and check it out. We are 5 away from hitting 1,500 followers. This has been a long year and a half. Slowly climbing. But the goal isn't followers. The goal is to learn Rust and to get good at Rust. So if you're learning a new language, be it Rust or C, C++, etc., I suggest doing a little bit every day, every single day. Finding a community that you can ask questions on, like this. We also have commands here. If you're interested in any one of these things, we keep our archives on YouTube and our Vim, etc., etc., etc. is in there. Yeah, don't skip 4 and 6 months at a time like you. Yeah, we should all learn from Bear Duda's mistakes. Oh, Klaus, you're on the other side. You're the other way. So you're in the future. In the future. That's cool. So this function looks like it's working, which means we got to go back to message header, which we're in. We're, oh, it was in net, wasn't it? Packet. So we were parsing this here, and our basic header parse was fine. It was this one that was screwing up. Oh, wait, but our test, we didn't finish our test. Hold on, let's come back here. Because we only went through this once. This should have run twice. Oh, but the first time through, we already had the error, which is fine. That means that, sorry, jumping around a little bit. We came into parse 0. We're supposed to get the time, which was 24 bits. So this is type 0. Timestamp 24, yes. Message length 24. So we should have read that, then that. Traveling into the future is allowed, yes. Back in time is a different topic. I was surprised. See, I was binge watching The Flash on Netflix, and the whole going into the past and creating these fractured versions of you that are like, okay, whatever. It's a good story, but it's entertaining. It's a bit of a stretch, though. Oh, you're learning PHP class. Great. You keep seeing Ruby mentioned as a better language. I've learned PHP. I've never learned Ruby. Ruby does seem like an interesting language. It's not necessarily a performant language. It's it's performant in the terms of time to market. Yeah, I think there's a great community for Ruby. So, oh, check out Crystal. Interesting. Does it have all the Sparkenstein? Does Crystal have all the cool stuff that Ruby has? Because you can make things really quick in Ruby just due to the sheer volume of frameworks. So I'm going to dbg buff. We are also going to dbg timestamp. Should be copy and yeah, stick with language. Anyone. And languages are kind of like tools, right? Oh, B cannot be formatted using that. That's fine. Oh, B doesn't. Okay, fine. We just won't debug that one. Again, timestamp is 0. Message length is huge. Why? Okay, this one looks fine. Then when we start parsing this, this looks backwards. Basically Ruby. What's speed of C? Hmm. Oh, interesting. Crystal syntax is almost identical to Ruby. I haven't looked into Crystal. How's the ecosystem for Crystal? I mean, I've been watching Rust's ecosystem grow up, and it's growing fairly quickly. I wonder, how is that compared to Crystal? And not saying like, not trying to compare Rust and Crystal. I'm just curious what its community is like and the growth of the frameworks, etc. Oh, they hit V1 a couple days ago. Oh, awesome. That's a pretty good achievement. One of my favorite languages is, in theory, is Lua. I love that they got to. Good morning, cat peasant. Someone's stolen my stream. Is it the guy without the mustache? Yeah. I still suspect this being wrong because this buffer, because we read these 24 here. I mean, maybe these are Little Indian? Value 1, value 2. Oh, value 1 had data in it. Why? Yeah, the first one was 0, and we know that. The next one, we read 69 first, followed by a 0. And that's coming from this here in Wireshark. How's it 68? Uh, all right. Well, I think we've gotten pretty far. We're looking at parsing this RTMP stream, and I think we found a bug. Um, I've got to bail. It's coffee time for me. So we're gonna figure out who we're gonna raid today. Let's see. Ooh, Mr. Halsey's oh, that's right. Oh, you're welcome, the Geek Pirate. I can raid you since you're not on. Hmm. We also do stream announcements, etc. So I think I'm behind quite a ways on this. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Cheers.